Hello everyone and welcome back to the KMT Traders channel. So this is the full market analysis volume 24. We're pretty much going to be looking at all of our charts and give you a chance to see our predictions, give you our thoughts, and also we'll give you some price ranges as well. Again, I do hope this video does bring you value. We do have a trading group that you can join. That link is in the description below if you want to check that out. So today we're just going to discuss gold from this range to USD CAD, but the ones in yellow we're going to discuss tomorrow in a singular video. Just want to go over some things quite in detail, so we'll keep that for tomorrow. So without further ado, guys, we'll start off with gold. So through the week, pretty much saw that we had a huge uptrend going, bullish momentum to the upside. We can see this clearly through a strong rejection to the downside. So through these levels here, pretty much we had also a news event that was quite strong. So the Jack Hole synapsum or something like that. I can't pronounce the word, but essentially, it created this strong wick to the upside, and this caused a lot of confusion in the market. So we had a spike to the upside and spike to the downside for gold. So initially we wanted to see price break this downtrend, which we did. The second step was to break this downtrend, which we did. Now we're on a progression towards the upside, so I'm looking for targets to about 2015 around that level, which will target this zone, and then we could be expecting potential retracement within this range, and that's what I think what could happen. And then pretty much if we find another pullback from this resistance level, we'll find a level of support, and then we could be looking to target the current highs. So remember, guys, I've been talking about this for a while, that if we do get a break of our downtrend on the smaller, steeper scale and the higher time frame scale, we could be looking at targeting 2080, sorry, so pushing even higher, potentially into 2100. So we'll just have to see how long this momentum can continue to push. So this idea remains valid unless we push lower down to 1900. If we go lower than this level, my buy bias will be changed to a sell bias, and we'll start looking for sells more. So yeah, pretty much I'll be looking for buys to see if we can get into 2020 and a bit higher into 2100. Okay, so that's my look for gold. Next we have New Zealand dollar USD, but we'll keep that for tomorrow. Next we have AUD USD. So we were looking at this as the uprise. We found that retest of this channel here on a lower level, but now we're looking at the conservative approach, so we're waiting for a retest. So all we're going to be doing is waiting for momentum to retest this level, and see if price can potentially progress lower. Looking through the RSI, we do have a really strong overbought condition, so this is giving me a potential trading opportunity. If we do find that this momentum does start to fail, you could be looking at some selling opportunities. So all we have to do is just wait for resistance to occur on a higher time frame, and look for some selling opportunities to kick in, and then I could be looking for maybe to potentially hold this trade for a long run to the downside, and I'll be looking to target around 0.70. Again, this is a very high target range, but this will take over time, and I think that this is the end of the momentum. But again, if we do find buying opportunities, I'm not going to be shy away from it. Could be looking at some potential resistance at this zone here, and we could have one more push to the upside. So just keep two scenarios in mind. If we do get a sell-off here, we take a sell, but be mindful of this range here. So this is at 0.72600, and you could be looking at some potential buying opportunity or support from there. So that could be your next opportunity to buy. But if it does lose, hopefully you'd manage to get in on the upside. So try and make both trades if you can. Looking at Euro USD, seeing this channel respected quite well, so pretty much I'm looking to see if we can continue it and push higher. We have this zone here, so I'm expecting price to push above this high, retest here and push further higher, potentially above 1.2, and again progress higher. I am looking at this as one final push more to the upside, and we then could be looking at another long-term progress to the downside. Again, we'll give you an update for this when I'm thinking we are dropping, but for now I'm looking at this as another potential buying opportunity. If through the week we manage to find some immediate sell-off, my sell-off point would be if we break below this zone here, so roughly at 1.170, and we'll look for progressions and moves to the downside. So that's pretty much where I'm looking at for that pair. USD JPY, we can see that strong sell-off now, so all we need to do now is just wait for a pullback or a potential sell-off again. The more conservative approach would be waiting for price to reach lower than this, so about 104.2, and see price progress further lower. Pretty much we're looking at this as a strong sell-off, so we could be looking at some further moves. So I will be expecting a partial retracement into some intraday levels. So again, look out on a lower time frame and you could catch that sell-off. CAD to JPY we'll look into for tomorrow. New Zealand dollar to the Japanese yen, we spoke about this in another analysis video, that once we break this downtrend, we could be looking at a push to the upside, potentially looking above 71.6, even into 72, looking at price progressing further higher. So that's the general trend. So in terms of catching this, you could be waiting for a pullback into this range. If we do manage to get back into 70.00, again, this level could be another intraday level, a lower time frame. Again, just be looking out for a retracement, because I do think we could be expecting one. So if we were to check on that, the 0.50 fib, sorry about that, the 0.50 fib lines up correctly with this zone here. So potentially you have more confidences together when you add in your fib, if you do want to take that support as a buying opportunity. But pretty much looking at 72.0. So don't try not to trade against the trend here, because obviously this main trend is to the upside. I am expecting price to continue a lot higher than 72, so be mindful, and we'll see exactly how price plays out. So Euro JPY and AUD JPY will cover tomorrow. As for the last two pairs for this video, USD Chef, pretty much in a range bound market. I was thinking that price, after this strong move to the upside, we could continue and push higher, potentially retest this zone, but it failed to do so. Starting to see a slow progression to the downside. So what I'm thinking, we could be looking at a break to the downside, push lower, or we could get a double bottom here. So I'm being very mindful here. This could be a good opportunity to get another buy. So I'm just being cautious and aware of how I want to play this. But for now, if you did want to play conservative, just simply take a trade from these two levels at this point, so roughly at 0.92 and 0.90. okay, so just keep this in mind. Moves to the downside, wait for the break and closure before the retest, and to the upside, a break and closure, retest, push higher, and that's what I'm looking at there. So pretty much price has given me a bit of a cautious as price kind of immediately sold off here, so I think we could have some sell-off, a bit more of a sell-off here, so just keep that aware. And finally, USD CAD, we can see prices broke to the downside of our trend of our zone from last week. So we're simply just looking to see if we get a retest before we push lower, or we could be looking at, if price fails to push, reject this point, we could be looking at a buying opportunity at this level. And we could break this downtrend here. So this is roughly at 1.325, and the retest of this zone will be 1.315. okay, so remember guys, these trades are slow. Don't think that you're going to get 5 trades in a day. They can take a lot of time, so let the trades develop with their time. And remember, this is a swing trading style, so don't be expecting price to quickly get to these targets, as I mentioned before, in each of these pairs. So that's all I wanted to cover. I did mention early on in this video about the trading group. You can pretty much join that now. If you want to head over to the description, there's a link called the private trading group. You can sign yourself up, get yourself involved. We pretty much cover some analysis, some news events which I think are very important with your trading, to look out for and keep an eye out for. We also do have a premium trading group as well. If you want to join that, feel free to message us on our Instagram, which is at KMTRADERS. So feel free to message us there. Also, if you do have any other trading questions, feel free to message us as well. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, guys, thank you very much for listening. Make sure you're subscribed, and see you guys all in the next one.